want to talk about multitasking. Do we actually multitask, or do we do one thing after another and we just switch back and forth? A lot of the research says that we don't actually multitask, that we can only focus on one thing at a time. And when we try to multitask, we become less efficient on both the tasks we're doing. Now, I lived my whole career as a high school teacher and vice principal, particularly the vice principal, thinking I was multitasking all the time. You know, you've got this on the go, a phone call coming, emails to check, you're working on something while someone knocks on your door, then you have to switch to that, your phone rings. I ignore the phone because I'm talking with someone, and you've got so many things on the go at once, you think you're multitasking. But I believe there's two types of multitasking. One, I'm doing right now. I'm driving while talking to my cell phone. But the main focus of the driving is pretty automatic of a task. It doesn't require a ton of new thinking or learning or concentration for me. And it's almost like a habit or an automatic task in so many ways. And so is talking, so that particularly for me, for anyone that knows me. So that type of multitasking, I think, does happen. But multitasking when you really need to focus on something, I don't think that can happen. And I talked earlier about the power of now, Eckhart Tolle's book, that says, when we're worrying, we're in the future. When we're fretting or regretting about something, we're in the past. And the only thing we can actually control is now. And so the power of now and focusing on that moment. And if you feel really crappy, you're supposed to either count your blessings, 5-finger gratitude breathing, or ask yourself what in this question is missing or lacking, or sorry, what in this moment right now is missing or lacking. And the answer to that is nothing. I've got food, water, shelter, people that care about me. I've got more than most people in the world. Life's pretty amazing. So with the multitasking part, if I'm working on something, and I remember when I was younger, and Joel, my youngest, would come in to talk to me in the den when I'd be working on some schoolwork on the computer. And at first I'd be working and kind of talk to him over my shoulder and look every now and then. And it took me, I think I read something that said, you know what, you need to give your kids total focus. It's kind of sad that I had to read that to understand it. So pretty much from that point on, when I was talking with something, I turned away from my computer and went face to face with whoever was with me and gave them my undivided attention. So this multitasking stuff, do we really do it? Sometimes, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. I found, and as I'm going through this, next phase of my life, working off the meds, and figuring out my new energy, and being in a retired mode, getting myself to do something was never trouble once I was at work or once I was started something and doing it. But getting myself to do something when I had free time and there was no structure was really difficult. And for most people that know me, I don't think they'd say I lack motivation or get up or go, or I'm a pretty busy guy who likes to do lots of things. So I'm wondering if, I'm packing up, I'm heading to Grand Bend, to the beach, to have a beautiful day and also do some work, help my buddy out. And once I started getting ready to go and do something, all of a sudden I had all these other things I started doing and getting done. And it's like, wow, my mind, as soon as I get one thing going, grabs all those other little tasks that have been sitting around needing to be done, that are kind of churning, not brewing, boiling in the back of my mind, that need to get done, but I just haven't done them. And I'm wondering, what's the physiological, chemical reason for that in my brain? That I have to have something to do before I'll get a bunch of other things done. So I think I shared this earlier, that when Valerie and I were together, I'd be out cleaning the garage and she'd say, Kevin, what are you doing cleaning the garage? You don't like cleaning the garage. She said, you're avoiding something. You have some tests to mark. And sure enough, I'd have a stack of math tests or computer assignments to mark. And, and I was avoiding starting it. But once I got started, I realized, that was easy to fly through those tests, and way better than letting them go and then have another set of tests pile up, and then you've got the whole angst of starting stuff. So there's something about starting one task and then getting to other tasks that just seems to be, is it kind part of is it an adrenaline type thing? Is it a dopamine thing that when we know what we're going to do, we need to get going? Met this week with a phenomenal friend of mine, Tabitha, and we're talking about brain health, mental health, and some stuff that she's doing that's just phenomenal. And she shared about a person that she had heard speak, and their concept was, when you need to do something, you start counting down from 5 to 1. And by the time you get to 1, you'll be able to do it, which is, for a person who has depression, anxiety, knowing just getting started on stuff is so tough. But when you count down from 5 to 1, as soon as you start the countdown, that gets you going so that you're already started doing the thing as soon as you start your countdown, so that you can't all of a sudden your mind can't grab a hold and say, oh, I really don't feel, I can't get started, and now I'm frustrated myself, I couldn't get started, and next thing you know, your whole day's been crappy. So I thought that was kind of neat, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you've already got yourself going. Kind of a cool concept. So I don't have an answer on this one as to why, as soon as I have one task ahead of me that I know I'm going to do, all of a sudden a whole bunch of other tasks can get done. And but it's kind of an interesting concept. Be interesting to see what else is out there. And by the way, hopefully you like my t-shirt, O'Reilly's Bar down in New York. And thanks to my good friend Dave Slover from SOS Physiotherapy, who was down there with his family and brought this back as a gift. So cheers to you, Dave. Thank you very much. And that's all for now.